My name is Jimmy Brown. The name of this song is I'm Quitting Prozac to Continue Drinking. A pill in one hand, a bottle in the other. I want to feel happy, but I just feel smothered. Prozac was supposed to ease the pain, but all it's done is melted my brain. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. I know it's not healthy, but it's what I need to drown out the voices and the thoughts that won't leave. The doctors told me I shouldn't mix, and they were right because I feel like shit. Rashes and scratching and mini seizures, headaches, nausea and relentless fever. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. I know it's not healthy, but it's what I need to drown out the voices and the thoughts that won't leave. They said Prozac and alcohol were a dangerous combination, so I'll choose booze as my main medication. They gave me all of these SSRIs, and now all I want to do is die. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. I'm quitting all this Prozac, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. I'm quitting Prozac 'cause I want it all. I just want to drink alcohol. I'm quitting Prozac to continue drinking, 'cause that's the only thing that keeps me from sinking. Yeah.
Hello everyone, it is Inkst once again, Schizoid Inkst here, and that was Jimmy E. Brown, I'm Quitting Prozac to Continue Drinking. Great song from a great man. I put the link in the chat there for anybody that wants it, but yes, I am here today. So, I didn't stream last night because I had family events and things happening in my home that just didn't allow it. So, I can do it now. Now, I've been having a particularly bad month, like in the last month and a half or so. And there's a lot of stress, a lot of concerns that I'm dealing with at the moment. So it's tough times right now. For many of you, it's probably tough financial times. It is at the moment for me. So that, and I've been getting distracted by the whole like LA being on fire thing. That's kind of distracting. So but don't worry, unfortunately for me, I will not die in a horrible fire. Yes, I know, I'm sorry, but that is not happening to old Inkst, at least from what I know. I don't know. I haven't checked much today, so I don't know if they got it back under control, because it was under control, and it was out of control, and it was under control, and it's back out of control. The winds aren't helping, all that good stuff. So, in any case, welcome. Now, by the way, I don't know, I got recommended I say at the beginning and then later. It's a smart thing to do. I'm trying to get better at this. So remember, check out my channel and subscribe, like. If you look at some of the other videos, I got interviews, I got other streams. If you want to look at other rambly, stupid, crazy streams I did where I talked about shit as I ramble, that's what I do. Also, I have a Patreon and a Ko-Fi or Coffee or whatever it's called, and PayPal, and stuff's in the description, whatever. All that will help. All that will help during these tough times. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about, what's been just kind of bouncing around my mind amongst all the usual schizo spec fun times, is how weird things are getting. And when I say weird, I mean like interesting, but also like pretty like like my referential kind of thing is just going like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, that's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of like possibly paradigm type shifting weird events, and people are behaving in like very unusual ways out there, focusing on unusual things. And when I say unusual, it means like things that actually probably are useful to think about, and could potentially turn into something of use, which is weird. Which is weird. People actually thinking actively about things that affect us all is weird. If you've been watching humanity for a good chunk of time, even if you're in your 20s. And so, yeah, it's what I find exciting, I guess, is that every time something bad happens now, uh, they just ask, whose fault is it really, right? And that's been pretty refreshing to see. Um, sort of people not turning on each other as much due to differing opinions, and going, oh, what caused this? What ineptitude? What incompetence caused this, and why? And then that information being actually shared. So that's very unusual. I'm seeing people that I've met before or know about in my life, as small as the scope of stuff or people that I know, which is mostly like more on my wife's side of the family and stuff. They're like having more discussions about things like you know um, history and economics and psychology and things like that. And a lot of it's coming from these topics and these ideas essentially being more popular on a lot of social media. And, the classic stuff that, being actually like more, class conscious kind of stuff is kind of popping up too. And it's weird. It's weird, but good. Like, another thing too is I hear a lot more talk about like, oh, celebrities are useless, like to like worship or like focus your life on or try to emulate or I yeah, that's what I mean. I've been feeling some tinge of hope, and that scares me. That scares me because it's well, hope is always scary. Um, I try to stay away from it. It's a gateway drug. And so yeah, I've just been seeing stuff that is kind of cool, and it's just weirding me out. And I might not be the only one. Maybe some of you have been kind of weirded out by it, or maybe I'm just seeing something that's not there. I'm just like making shit up in my brain about how people are behaving or something. Let me put some tunes on, by the way. What is this? This will play. This will be good music. A little ambient. There we go. There we go. It's a little loud. Oh yeah, it's this album. I like this album. Yeah, that'll be nice and background music, like action. But yeah, I like for example, obviously it all started in December. Well, in January actually. With what was it? January? Damn, I can't even keep track of shit anymore. It was January. No, that was the same picture. In December, right? Man, the Mangione was in December, right? Luigi. And then just more and more stuff. You had the Cybertruck guy. You have the LA fires. You have a couple of things, the drones, so on and so forth. Right, a lot of really kind of odd happenings showing up back to back. Obviously, the meme online is like, okay, 2025, what the fuck is going on? But what I like about it is when the fires started happening, the questions were more nuanced. They were asking questions like, they weren't blaming the fire department, right? They were wondering, I'm like, okay, where's the money going? How did this happen? How did these reservoirs not get built? What is going on? Why are we protecting an endangered fish? Oh yeah, the 51st state thing. It's pretty funny because I've actually seen some Canadians be like, "Do it," and let's just say they're not fans of their own country. I don't think a lot of people are fans of their own nations. But whatever. I'm not really a fan of most nations, including my own. But then again, I'm not really a fan of what most things have culminated into. But whatever. That's just me bitching. But anyway, so when the fire started happening, it was like, why isn't this stopped? What is this? And so they started questioning the insurance companies. They started questioning the institutions, the politicians, and things like that. That was like the first thing the internet like hyper focused on. And like any kind of sensationalism and the poor people, yeah, that's always there. But it was more of a feeling of resentment and frustration. And I think the reason is you're getting people that actually know their shit to become influencers, I guess. Like they're starting to get a lot of followings in those departments, right? Like sort of independent news or sort of like kind of like some STEM channels and like more nonpartisan kind of stuff. Like it's just like, because a lot of it's like anti-partisan in general because it's all like bullshit. And then like another fun example was that video that everyone was like having a joke on, but at the same time people were like, man, this is why. And it's kind of stuff that's probably why they in the US they want to go ahead and can TikTok. It's that video of, what was it, like Trump making jokes at the Jimmy Carter funeral, and then like Obama sitting next to him, and they're like laughing. Obama's like laughing his ass off at whatever Trump said. And they're like all buddies. Kamala's sitting right in front. She looks back. She's like, "What the fuck?" And then she's all pissed because they're just laughing, having a palling around. I like the comments on some of those videos. They said stuff like, they were saying stuff like they were trying to say like, well, we wonder like what Trump told him. That made him crack up. And people were saying like, one of my favorite jokes was that he told him, I bet you Joe thinks he's at his own funeral. Like he probably like he thinks he's having an out of body experience, like kind of joke. I thought that was pretty funny, especially in conjunction with the images of course, him sleeping at the funeral. And then even weirder, or hey, you want to play Minecraft later, shit like that. But even weirder, you had another part of that same footage with George Bush Jr. like walking past Obama and doing like that little stomach tap thing, just go like, hey, a little stomach tap kind of deal to Obama while he's standing with Trump and stuff. And I don't know if he was telling him like, yo, you're killing the illusion here. We're supposed to be like not talking to each other, which is pretty funny. Maybe it's that, or maybe it's just they're all buds or whatever, and it's all bullshit, right? And that's what people were kind of feeling from it. They're seeing it, and instead of being like, oh, Obama's a traitor, or Trump's a traitor, he's being friends with Obama. Instead of that, they're saying, yeah, see, this is why it's just a fucking bullshit. Like, these are just tools to turn us against each other type thinking. And that's refreshing to see that's the reaction, right? From a lot of people. That when a lot of these tragedies happen, they're like, okay, they're starting to just go like, well, why? Like, fuck that. Why are they trying to make it so I don't hear this? And why are they trying to make it so that I can't be privy to something? And then you have more people that are more active and productive online that are going like, oh, well, I'm going to put it out there. And people are so, I think what's happening is a lot of people are just really tired of regurgitated, constantly consumed, like just bullshit. Like they're so tired of nothing feeling real. Like everything's just like everyone's like, a lot of people are getting this attitude of like, I don't even know it's real. Like, I don't know. It feels like everyone's lying all the time, like about everything. A lack of sincerity about everything. And so I think even the quote unquote normies are starting to feel the weight of it. and some of the not very normie or whatever are starting to get attention on certain platforms that they normally in the past would never get much attention from, or they would be called this or that, and so on and so forth. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if it's just gonna. Other people think it's just all gonna get all memory hold and whatever. And yeah, that's the more pessimistic view. I'm not being optimistic either. I'm not saying no, it's gonna change the world. The paradigm shift is coming. Like no, that's more like something I would like. But not something I believe will happen. And even if it did, I don't know if it would ultimately end well anyway. But it is just nice. It is just nice to see. And it's been weird for me. It's been weird for me seeing actually things that don't just make me go, oh, God. I still see plenty of that, but usually in less important departments, which is nice. But even like if you paid attention to like, we're talking like 2000, 2010, even 2000, 2020, whatever, there was still like all this like obsession with like people like the Kardashians and stuff like that, right? And now one of the trends that are happening online that I approve of personally is people like digging up like what the celebrities that they put on pedestals are actually like behind closed doors, and not because of sensationalism, but because of like, fuck these people, like all this shit's fake. And that's been happening with the whole Kardashian thing. People like, they're just losing interest. They're like all this stuff like that you talk about and you say, it's all disingenuous. You guys are like completely out of touch. That was happening in the last few years, where like some of the big names, like the or even like people discovering that influencers, like they don't even live in the mansions they say they live in. All this shit's fake. You got like videos of like these, big influencers that like buy expensive shit, and everyone thinks they're living the life, but they get caught for like stealing a bunch of shit, and then they're in jail or whatever. You had a few years ago, you had everyone used to love Ellen, and I was just like, what the fuck? Who is this? And then you got all this other weird shit happening. You see all this kind of mental illness and fucking fucked up behavior coming out of these people. And it's just becoming more and more apparent because there's just too many cameras. There's too much that you can record and find and, leak and so on and so forth. My current one that I find really interesting when it comes to this stuff is, and of course, you have all the P. Diddy stuff and, all the people defending that, and I don't know. And you even had the guy I forgot something Masterson. You had the guy that used to be like Hyde from like that 70s show, apparently coming out as some fucking weird piece of shit that like essays girls and stuff, and and the people are like, whoa, look at all this stuff, like this is crazy, like what is this? And then like, of course, you had these other big names. Like, it's so weird to see like the cast of that 70s show divided because of like this like issue, right? And they're like you got some of the celebrities trying to on the DL, like help out their buddies that are getting accused of stuff, their buddy celebrities, and then people find out, and then it's like, what the fuck, like what is this persona you put out that you're like this good person, you're really cool, and then it's like, ew, like a lot of the it's the whole like you're seeing the wizard behind the curtain a lot more, and people are looking for the wizard behind the curtain, like even some of the conspiratorial stuff that was like kind of popular in like even like now in very small and more niche groups, but like things like a lot of what do you call it, like I see a lot more people like just clowning on and not getting like angry because like, oh no, I can't do that, but seeing more of like people just like seeing like anti-Semitic beliefs is just like the lol cows. Like people aren't seeing like these, like they're seeing less of these types of people that believe in like all this kind of anti-Semitism, and just like these guys are lol cows. It's hilarious. Like, and it's amusing because they are, right? It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest thing. It feels like a lot of Western, I guess it'd probably be mostly Western societies starting to like kind of like realize how fragile and on the cusp of breaking in a lot of places it is. And I think if you do the more of like a collective unconscious type thing, like, yeah, I think there's a kind of a collective sort of anxiety and frustration that's just building and building, right? That in combination with, literally like the whole thing that everyone was saying, everyone's just doomsaying happening about, people just losing their jobs to AI, right? All over the place. I'll tell you a fun story. I told this to some of the people on the server about 3 days ago now. I think it's 3 days ago. I was, I'm checking out like, my possibilities career-wise and stuff. Because like I said, things have been kind of rough at the job I currently do. Financially, I'm not getting almost any work. So, yeah, I haven't properly worked like in a month and a half or something. It's fucking horrible. So I'm applying, I'm trying to get into other stuff, right? And it'll tie in, don't worry. The AI thing, or just the weirdness of things that are making people more agitated with the systems in place. I did this interview, right, for this other company. I was like, oh, cool. I put an application, sent my resume, whatever. And they're like, oh, do you want to interview now? And I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, sure. I thought like they had people like on list, like the people there that like, they just do interviews during that week or something on like the retainer. Whatever, on the side. And so I was like, sure, yeah, I'll do it. And then it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then I'm like, and it's like, it tells me like, oh, you're going to be interviewed by an AI by an AI is going to interview you for the positions or the work. I'm like, what? I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, I'm just like, whatever. I don't care. So then, yeah, it was like a fucking mini Black Mirror episode. Because like, I'm sitting there looking at a goddamn like generic looking dude in a fake like camera footage, smiling at me. And he's like, hello, welcome to your interview. And like, what he's saying is going with the lips and everything. And I'm like, okay. And it was funny because like a lot of people will probably be like really put off by like talking to an AI. I don't know. I felt that's just more the schizoid in me. I felt like talking to him felt like not much different than talking to somebody like just regular people that I don't understand or can connect with in the past, like at all. So like it felt kind of the same. Like I didn't feel like any more distant from it. It was just weird to see. It was like, all right, we're doing this now. So that I was kind of fine with, right? Like I didn't care. I was just like, well, it's inevitable. Where it got like extra weird, that the bot, who was right there talking to me and just looking like he's intently listening to my answers to stuff, started asking about my experience and all that kind of stuff, normal stuff, right? And because most of my more recent experience working has been like revolving around like some AI stuff. And so when I explained like kind of what I do and blah, 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 the next question it asked was like, well, what ideas do you have for basically like for automating the work you do? Like it asked me like how could what ideas could get things started so that the work you do that you described, that I just described I do, could become automated. So the bot's asking me how to like make me like irrelevant, like, and I'm like, and I answered it. I'm like, well, that's a weird flex, robot. And then so I explained what I thought, and when I told it what I thought, its follow-up questions were like what place would like humans have in if we were to automate the work you do, like what could people do if that gets automated? And so then I had to like explain to it, like I had to come up with a reason for why like I should continue working or like existing in the field. It was interesting, but kind of just like like I feel like a lot of regular people would have been asked that stuff and they probably would like freak the fuck out, figured it out. But it asked me that, and then I just started explaining like, well, there could be certain like there'd be a lot less employees. They could do essentially some kind of meta-analysis. Yeah, how could you make yourself obsolete? Yeah, exactly. And like, or why make an argument for why you wouldn't be obsolete? Like, what could you do that the automated system can? And so I basically said, well, yeah, there'd be a lot less people, but then you would still have experts. You would have at least experts in certain specialized fields, at least like essentially just supervising on occasion and quality checking the answers that the AI is giving to people. Like they would just essentially you would just turn a bunch of like professionals of different subject matter into like quality control people. And so they would just be sitting there like, oh, okay, well, this is right. Oh, this is done right. Yeah, they're saying, oh yeah, let's double fact check. Yeah, it's fine. And then they go approved, and then they do enough of those every so like as a job to be like, oh well, the machine is doing as it's supposed to, and its quality is being stable or whatever in this particular realm of things. These meta tags associated to this conversation that they had with some rando on the internet, right? And I explained it. I kind of explained it like that, and then it was like, wow, that's blah blah blah. That is a useful blah blah blah, and this and that. And I'm like, I guess. And yeah, and then it just asked me some other basic questions, but it was a weird detour because it asked me like I think like 3 different questions, and it listens to you, and then it produces follow-up questions based on what you say, right? But what made it weird is that I never mentioned the whole like, how do we automate the work you do? I don't know where it picked that up from, or it's just kind of made to ask that question to everybody that gets interviewed for that company. I have no idea. I'm not, and it was, I believe, I don't know if it was their own bot, but yeah, that was the thing that happened. So, experiences like that are gonna freak people out. And they don't freak me out. I find it amusing because it's like, oh look, the dystopia is here. Who saw that coming? But I would say that oh, this music's loud. Hold on, sorry. I would say there's probably a lot of more just kind of regular folk, whatever, not neurodivergent weirdos like myself, that probably will experience this and just get like worried. Like they'll be like stressed about it. They're like, what is it saying? Why is it asking me what's going on? That's really discouraging. That's really depressing. That scares me, right? And so, that's going to start producing more people that are just going to be like distrustful and a little bit paranoid. And they should be, honestly. I mean, it's not paranoia if it's there, right? So, so yeah, things are getting strange and people are getting stranger, but I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. People are engaging with stuff more that I think may be useful for them to be engaging in, like uncomfortable topics about existential questions of varying levels. That a lot of people just kind of overlook. Everyone would just be grilling. I mean, it might be a little too little too late, but nonetheless. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. All right. All right, guys. So, anyway, where was I? But anyway, yeah. Like I said, things are getting strange. Maybe for the best. Maybe not. I don't like hope, because hope is not it's just not healthy for me. Hasn't been healthy for me for a long time. So, anyway, I'm gonna cut it short today. Hope, but yeah, look out there. Go out there and look. Look how people are saying about things. Look at some of the comments on some of the, what you might consider to be just like bullshit or propaganda, of some kind. Just look at it. People are like, no, it's weird. Even, I don't know if you saw what was happening with Meta right now. People are like, yeah, right? People are realizing, like, oh, all that stuff. Like, the people that were like, oh, yeah, we need to get rid of all this insensitive speech and hate speech on the internet and stuff. And they thought, like, all these companies were with them. Right? Even those people are starting to realize, oh, shit, they're not with us. Nobody cares about us at all. Because Meta just came out and said, yeah, all that stuff that we said we stood for, now we're changing it now. Why? Because the administration's changing. Business. It's all business. So throwing all that out the window. You're going to start seeing the games stop. Oh, the games aren't going to be woke anymore, everybody. Yeah, because it's going to be unpopular to be like that. And the administration's not going to like it. So, in any case, thanks a lot, guys. And I will see you later.